You ever have one of those days where you just don't want to get out of bed? Your wife doesn't want to get out of bed, or your spouse, your kids don't want to get out of bed, and everything in the morning just feels like a crazy. Today was that day. Without question, today was that day. I didn't want to get out of bed. My wife was struggling this morning. We had to convince ourselves to get up and move. Two of our boys just didn't want to get up, didn't want to face the day, afraid of school, afraid it was coming. As we were getting the oldest of the two out the door, the youngest was still in bed, still covered up, still not even really moving and refusing to face the day. Ultimately, we got him to school an hour and a half late. In that hour and a half time frame, he expressed some really big emotions. And I'm not here to talk about his emotions, but I am here to talk about how those fears were real. No matter how irrational they might be, no matter what the thought process is or was, he was so afraid of what was going on, the complexity of the day, the unknown of how being late was going to impact him. He had missed yesterday for a doctor's appointment. He was so afraid of how today was going to go. He didn't want to face it. And it got me thinking as I dropped him off and I left, wondering how I was going to help tomorrow or tonight when I get home. I started thinking about work as I walked in the door, and I started thinking about how our clients feel the same way. There are too many times to count when I sit down with a client who finally is real and finally is vulnerable and starts to tell us real examples of why they're afraid and why they haven't done this. But what if, but what if, but what if? Well, I'm here to tell you the same way we did with my son this morning that we can do that with your business. We can help you as a contractor or a manufacturer or a distribution company or a transportation or a real estate investor. We can help you with real actionable plans. We can walk through the actual steps to make sure that you know what's going on and how to understand it. We can uncover the unknown. We can simplify the complex. We have a solution for it. Insurance isn't the hard part. The value we bring beyond the insurance is where our agency is separated from everybody else. This is why we always talk about Decide McBride, because we want you to see the difference that we bring to the table. And it's not just the insurance, it's not just the premiums, it's everything else. If you don't know by now, my name is Patrick McBride, and I own an insurance agency here in Illinois. We focus in on commercial and personal lines risks of all types, but would love to talk to you about anything that you have questions on. Let me help you simplify the complex. Let my team provide the solutions that you're looking for without creating undue chaos. Our goal is to create a modern insurance experience without removing that personal connection.